Hello, everyone, and happy D-Day, for lack of a better word. This is another episode of the Sitrep podcast, a special episode, to be honest, where we're going to be taking a commemorative anniversary look at part of the D-Day landings, June 6th, 1944. Today, I am joined by Sitrep 6 himself, Bill. Mr. Bill, how are you doing?
I'm doing all right, and welcome to everybody out there. We're going to see the Airborne in action today.
Cool. All right, so awesome. Yep, this is 6th of June, 1944. Everyone has seen, Saving Private Ryan. Everyone has seen The Longest Day. If you haven't seen these movies, shame on you. Go watch those movies right now. Longest Day is even free on YouTube right now, at least here in the States.
I think you can even see it on Prime for free. I mean, I own it, but
yeah,
it has to be mandatory viewing for especially the Sitrep team. I would have expected everybody to watch it before we did the podcast, but yeah. So
The Longest Day is much more historically accurate than Saving Private Ryan. Saving Private Ryan gets a lot of credit for being so gritty and realistic, especially those first 20 minutes. And it definitely gets the feeling right. But as far as how those first German Widerstandnester were actually taken, no, that's not how it happened at all. Actually, the Robert Mitchum's character is Brigadier General Coda. I think he is the Assistant Divisional Commander of 29th Infantry. He's the guy that actually gets it done. And they do that correctly in the movie. Of course, in Private Ryan, it's this made-up fictional character for Tom Hanks. And one other thing that they definitely do much better in The Longest Day, well, actually two things, specifically for Omaha, because obviously Saving Private Ryan deals only with Omaha, is they give you the right impression that Omaha, that shit took half a day. They didn't reach the top of those bluffs till like 1,300 hours. Private Ryan makes it look like a very, very intense 15-20 minutes. And no, that went on for like 6 or 7 hours.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, Longest Day also has the much added bonus of it covers most of the invasion. It does the airborne landings, it handles the British, it handles the Allies, it handles the French resistance, it looks at Utah as well as Omaha. It handles the Germans. Whereas with Saving Private Ryan, it's just a very more specific focus.
Right.
Speaking of specific focus, hello everybody. Oh man, who do we got here? We got, Tuffy Ears has joined us. Tuffy Ears, welcome to the chat. Long time no see. Definitely glad to see you here. And, cool. Awesome. Oh, Damon is also here. Hello, Damon.
Damon's here, yeah.
I was hoping to see Damon.
Yeah.
Cool. Alright guys, let's go ahead and kick this pig. So I'm not going to bore everybody with too much detail about the Overlord landings. Everyone knows the basic gist of it. There are 5 major invasion beaches that we look at here. Namely, of course, Utah, Omaha, Gold, Juneau, Sword, American, British, Canadian, more British. The flanks of this overall, now I've actually been here, so this is like 110 miles. This is a lot of ground here. And the 2 flanks, so to speak, of this overall invasion corridor, the Allies decided to drop in plenty of airborne forces to sort of take some of the roads and bridges that sort of guard the 2 sides of this invasion area. So everyone knows about 6th Airborne landing at Pegasus Bridge. That was one of the more successful operations, airborne-wise, as far as Overlord goes. And then over here to the west, we have the Americans dropping in 82nd Airborne and 101st Airborne. And their jobs were to take some of these crossroads in case the Germans had heavy armor reserves over here to the southwest, and they could drive into the flank of either Utah or Omaha. So the idea was to take certain key crossroads. One of those crossroads was a place called Mere-Eglise, which, if I'm mispronouncing, I apologize to all of our French friends, but I'm pretty sure that's how you say it. Again, this is a place I've been to. It was a little disappointing to visit in person. If you ever do the Normandy tour, I would definitely suggest this other town over here, Sainte-Marie-du-Mont. It's much more authentic. Mere-Eglise has turned into Epcot, World War II Epcot, which, if that's your thing, fine, but it's a lot of screaming kids running around in plastic helmets, shooting cap guns at each other. A lot of airborne related museums. Some of the museums are better than others, but nevertheless, in World War II, it was extremely important because, as you can see on this map, road, swampy area. These were all these causeway roads that kind of went through here. If you were going to move any kind of sizable force from the German backfield into the Utah Invasion Beach area, you had to own this town. Whoever owned this town was controlling the transit between these two key areas. So clearly, Mere-Eglise was one of the very, very first targets chosen. You see maps. You see it appearing on American planning maps as early as late 1942. So for the better part of 2 years, the Americans had a magnifying glass on Mere-Eglise. They were going to take this place come hell or high water. So the green rectangle, as usual, shows our battle area. In Valor and Victory, we're using 30-meter hexes, so we're talking about roughly half a kilometer across is our map area. This is it's a World War II era photograph. It's immediately after the battle. So it's after the town's been captured. You see this big column of American vehicles walking down the road here. So it's not how Mere-Eglise looks today, which is not what we're interested in anyway. It's pretty close to accurate. So, Bill, your forces are going to be coming in from, generally speaking, the southwest. So more or less like this here in this photograph. Here we see where 82nd Airborne landed, where each stick landed. They have the position of each and every stick. That's the plus signs. So we're talking about 3rd Battalion, 505 Parachute Infantry Regiment. You're going to be coming in from generally west-southwest. Now, here's something I've never really understood, and I've actually kind of twisted myself in knots over the last day or so preparing for this game, is 2nd Battalion 505, Vandervoort, gets most of the credit for taking Mere-Eglise. I don't know why. For as far as I can tell, it was Krause's 3rd Battalion that did most of the heavy lifting here. But for some reason, even in the 82nd Airborne's website, they give it mostly to Vandervoort. I don't know if there was something political going on there or what the deal is with that. These are some of my actual photographs taken from my trip over there. There's the famous church where we have poor Private Steele hanging from the rooftop there of the church. Historically speaking, he was hanging off the other side of the rooftop. Unlike you see in The Longest Day, it was a German who actually saved his life. Threw him a rope from that bell tower and gave him a way down to the ground where he was captured. He did escape about 3 hours later, and he rejoined 2nd Battalion 505th. He was specifically with Fox Company. That's how that part of it worked out. And this is the flag that, again, Lieutenant Colonel Krause, 3rd Battalion 505th, that's the actual flag that he flew over Mere-Eglise when he took the town. It's also the same flag that he brought with him. It's the same flag he raised over Naples, Italy, in the previous year. I've got the actual company commanders that are going to be in play, at least some of them here. Again, taken from 82nd Airborne's records. And that's pretty much the overview for the background of today's game. So here is our map. Notice it's a little bit more of a dull, darker shade here. I'm trying to simulate night without making the map impossible to read. We're doing some of the initial landings. So super fast, I'll go over the forces involved. We are looking at 2 companies, namely George and Hotel Company, 3rd Battalion 505th. They are
I get helicopters?
Helicopters? Oh, no, that's stuff from my template. No. Yeah, we also don't have Viet Cong booby traps or,
Sorry.
Oh, no, that's how I make these files. I just copy the last one over.
Yeah.
But we have Fulmer here and DeLong. These are the company commanders of, again, George and Hotel Company 505th. The usual stuff, we have grenades, we have satchel charges. I have also invented Hawkins mines for this game. This was the closest thing the Allies had to a anti-tank grenade. Not terribly effective. By this stage of the war, the Allies were looking more at the British Piat and the American bazooka for infantry anti-tank work. However, these kind of equipment was not dropped in with the paratroopers, whereas we know for a fact Hawkins mines were. So,
hey, Jim, just a heads up.
Yep.
Your audio is really broken.
Oh, really?
I don't know if it's just me or if other people are hearing it.
Am I breaking up a lot, guys?
Yeah, like it's. I'm missing out on parts of your speech. Your talk at the moment.
I'm not sure.
Jen says it sounds fine to her.
I'm not
maybe
sure.
Maybe it is on my end.
What I can do about that?
No, it may be on my end.
Let me see if I can get to. I'm already on my best. That's network.
Okay. That's okay. But then maybe it's just me.
But it's not giving me the full 5 bars either.
Yeah.
Okay, I will speak more slowly then. But yeah, we have the Americans being deployed strictly as sticks, or strictly as half squads. There are no united full squads in the American force. They're going to be scattered all over the place. The support weapons are very light. They only kind of walked in there with BARs, that's the M19A2, and a very small number of the lighter version of the 30 caliber machine gun, the A6. So this is the M1919A6 that's fired off of a bipod, as opposed to off of the tripod that you normally see the 30 caliber machine gun deployed in. Let's see what else is going on here. Was that my Discord or your Discord? If it was mine, I will turn it off. Okay, there we go. Okay, and here we are looking at the Germans. The Germans are a little bit better put together because they're more of a united force. They are outnumbered because the paratroopers did actually outnumber the Germans at the point of contact. The other problem the Germans have is they are not elite troops. This is the 91st Division. They were not one of the worst, but they were not one of the best. So they're just kind of middle-of-the-road Germans. They do have some very light armored support, 1.5 track, that might come in handy. Or I should say that's where those Hawkins mines might come in handy. And they have, MG34s and mortars, things like that.
Okay.
Specifically, we're talking about 14th Company, Infantry Regiment 1058, 91st Division. They were the guys who were actually at Mere-Eglise. And that's really about it. Now, because it's a night battle, we will not have snipers. There were no, thermal sights, starlight scopes, anything like that in these days. So what we're going to do is if we roll an 11 or 12 on a anti-personnel firepower check, we are going to get some random reinforcements. If the American player rolls an 11 or 12 on an anti-personnel firepower check, normally it's if you roll boxcars. If you roll 12, the enemy team gets a sniper. Here, if you roll an 11 or 12, instead of a sniper, the Germans get another half track and a half squad of infantry. And if the German player rolls an 11 or 12, they get a random group from the 101st. Because historically, this did happen. This drop was so badly scrambled up that elements of the 101st were mixed up with the 82nd and vice versa. Yeah. So we'll see.
And Bander Brothers, give them credit, they did show that pretty well as Longest Day.
Oh yeah, Longest Day. Yeah, they mentioned at least twice. We got scouts out all over the place.
Guy that was pulling the wagon with John Wayne in it.
Yeah, there were 2 guys from the 101st.
Yep.
Okay, so the Germans are already set up here. We're going to go ahead and kick off on turn 1. And what we're going to do is we're going to... Now, this part of the game might be a little tedious, guys, so please do bear with us. But we want to try to create a little bit of the randomness of an airborne drop at night. This is before GPS and before night vision goggles or anything, These guys are... the best they could do was they tried to schedule for a full moon. So, it's pretty much pitch black. In this part of the battlefield. So what I'm going to do, or if you have the dice ready, you can roll it. It's up to you. Is that for each one of these half squads that comes in, we're going to roll a D20 and a D12. And we're going to use that as a grid coordinate system. This map is 18 hexes wide by 12 tall. So it's going to give us a rough landing point. Then on top of that, we also have this, which is a paratrooper landing table. And this is going to see how many broken ankles, broken hips. Well, they came in at very low altitude, and those they hit the ground fast.
I'm going to just jump off real quick to grab my dice. I grabbed the wrong one, so go ahead and I'll be right back.
Cool. Ben Johnson is here. Ben Johnson says, give the Germans an R-35. Nice. Okay, so Damon, when you say not for me, does that mean that I am not breaking up, or does that mean that I am breaking up? Hopefully it's sounding a little bit better here. Okay, so while Bill is getting his dice get together, I will catch up on the chat here. There's a lot going on here. Cool. Hello, Tuffy Ears again. Hello, Damon once again. Hello, Springtime. Yep. Thank you for coming out to our stream once again. Again, today we're doing part of the battle for Mere-Eglise at the very start of the Normandy invasion in 1944. Because science teacher says, yeah, you mean it covers the sexy French resistance girls on bicycles. Yes. Yes, that is probably my second favorite character in The Longest Day. She only has a limited role, but she makes a difference, let me tell you something. Actually, the producer's girlfriend, because the original actress they had to play that role, for some reason wasn't available, or there was a scheduling conflict, and they needed somebody at the last minute. And I guess they just taught her enough French, or maybe she was French, I don't know. To where she could play that role. So Ben Johnson is soon driving home, or Ben Johnson is driving home. He will soon have pizza for everyone. Very good. Because science teacher, whatever you do.
My pizza, please.
I'm sorry. Yeah, pizza.
I like sausage and macaroni on my pizza there, Ben. So
there you go.
Got pizza for everyone. All right, I'm ready whenever you are, sir.
Cool. I'm just going through the chat super fast.
All right. Cool.
Yeah, because science teacher says, whatever you do, don't drive it. We're talking about driving around in Normandy. Don't drive around in a gray Volkswagen. It does not end well. Yeah, so needless to say, in 2014, we went to Normandy for the 70th anniversary. And we hit something like 42 sites in 8 days. And all the way down to Argentan, Falaise, Mortain. We didn't just do the invasion beaches. We didn't just do the landing grounds. We did friggin' everything. We probably put a couple thousand miles on that car. And it got to the point where I actually hit a French curb in my rental car and flattened the tire. I blew out the tire and bent the rim. I really screwed that car up. And as I was kind of fuming and pissing and it ruined my vacation, I was all upset or whatever, it kind of struck me as a funny joke. Well, that's what you get for running around in a German vehicle painted gray, Normandy. You're going to take a hit sooner or later. So that's the meaning behind that little joke there. Damon says they took nearly as long as we did to get off the beach. They didn't, at least killing their own armor. Cool. What are we talking about there, Damon? Are we talking about they took nearly as long as we did to get off the beach. At least they didn't keep killing their own armor.
Hey, Jim, I'm going to disconnect and reconnect because you're really breaking up. I can barely understand what you're trying to say.
Okay.
So it sounds like it's my connection because Arbel says you sound fine. So I'm going to pop right back on, okay?
No worries. I'll just finish going through the chat.
Okay.
Alrighty. And a big car park at Mere-Eglise. Yeah. Yeah. Like I said, hold on. Let me answer that call. Sorry, everybody. Okay, can you hear me now?
I can hear you. How was that?
Well, we'll see what the chat says. You've always kind of sounded fine to me.
Okay. You seem better now already. We'll see how that goes.
Awesome. So a big car park at Mere-Eglise, absolutely. Has anyone ever wargamed a modern paratrooper or beach landing? A modern beach landing. Actually, no. To be perfectly honest. Panama and Grenada, sure. I just never played any games in those settings. Hello, Storm and Wolf. Thank you for lurking. Thanks very much. Jim is fine. Bill's breaking up a little bit. Okay, cool. Yeah, Ben says give the Germans an R-35. Yeah. So the German tanks in this area, a lot of people like to put Panthers and Tigers on their table. The German tanks, and we won't have any in this game, but the German tanks in this battlefield were terrible. Most of their good tanks were with their better divisions. A lot of the tanks that the Germans were still using were leftover Renault 35s that they had captured from the French in 1940. So these were tanks that came out in 1935. They were obsolete in 1940. And in desperation, the Germans were kind of using them just to kind of fill out the ranks a little bit here at some of these invasion beaches. There are R-35s in action behind Omaha and in the landing zones of 82nd and 101st. We won't be seeing them here because, again, today's game is mostly still in the pitch of night. So if we ever kind of got forward a little bit into more of the daylight hours of the battle, yeah, there are 35s, to be sure. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. All right, so turn one. The Germans are already set up. We're going to start dropping some paratroopers. So go ahead and give me a D20 and a D12 at your convenience.
Okay, here we go.
You're going to be rolling these two dice a lot, so... All right, go ahead.
All right. The D20, I got a 10.
Okay.
And on the D12, I got an 11.
All right, so there's the first company commander and his little group. Okay. Next group.
Okay. On the D20...
All right, go ahead.
Go ahead.
We'll do all the landings first, and then we'll see if there are any after effects.
Okay, 6 on the 20.
Yep.
And a 4 on the 12.
Okay, he landed in trees.
Oh, no. I can tell you from personal experience, that sucks.
Yep. And the chart does reflect that. So, come on, get to the front. Okay, there we go. Okay, I won't do each and every single guy. We'll literally be here all day. All right, this next group.
Okay. On the 20, I have a 15. I gotta change these dice. I have metallic dice and I can barely read them. 7. 15 and 7.
Okay, 15 is... And 7. Holy crap, he landed right in front of these Germans.
Uh-oh.
There's going to be an instant battle there. They might get shot as they're coming down. Okay, let's get these two guys.
Okay, here we go. The 20, I got a 15 and a 1.
He lands up here in 01.
Wow.
Okay, next, this second platoon leader and his command group.
I got a 13 for the 20
okay.
and a 3.
And a 3.
Yep. This is going to get ugly.
This is going to get quick.
Hey, Tuffy ears, you know the song, Glory, Glory, what a hell of a way to die.
Alrighty.
Right on the right.
Last,
right.
This next group.
Next group is a 14 and an 11.
Okay, they get a little bit of comfortable distance. Nice clear terrain. Alrighty, next platoon. Oh, actually, this is the next company command group. Alright, so we're halfway done. Let's go with this next commander, this company commander.
Let's see. 19.
Okay, we're going to have to re-roll the 19.
Okay.
There is no road 19.
All right, on the 20, I get a... barely read that. 2.
Okay.
And the 12 is a...
What's the 12?
8.
8? He landed right on some cows. Some of these Texas have little cow graphics on them. Okay, first his first platoon commander.
Okay. And it is a 3
Alright.
for the 20 and an 8.
That was a nice drop. Alrighty. Next
Okay,
group.
next one.
Yep.
13
Okay.
and a 12.
M12. Cool. Okay, we're almost there. Next group.
20-sided die. I have a 15 and 8.
At least these other guys got some friends. Alright, last platoon leader with his little command group.
20-sided dice shows a 1.
Ooh, hey, don't land in
And
that
11.
swamp. Oh, you landed in the swamp.
No!
That's not good. Alrighty.
Who chose this LZ? All right.
And we have one more group of, those are reinforcements. Okay, then we have this last group of 3.
Okay, here we go. 20-sided dice has a 20.
Okay, we have to
Do I have to
reroll that because
roll
we only have 18 rows here. Or technically 18 columns.
11
Okay, that's better.
and a 7.
Landed right behind that hedgerow. Nice. Okay, so those are our locations. Okay, so we're done with the D20s and the D12s. It's just the usual D6s from now on. Now let's see the conditions that these guys actually landed in. Okay, so we're just going to go row by row so we don't miss anybody. The first group of guys unfortunately landed in a swamp. So you have to roll 2d6 for each unit. You've got 2 units in there. So roll for the company, or I should say for the platoon leader first. I'll zoom in a little bit. Okay, you want to roll as low as you can, as usual for Valor and Victory.
Okay. So I need 2 D6s, you said?
Yep.
All right. First roll for 1. Second roll is an 8, so 9.
So 9. Wait, 1 and a what?
What did I say? You know what? I don't have my glasses on. It's a 3, sorry.
Okay, no worries. So he's
Maybe a
okay.
4. That makes sense.
He's fine.
It's like an 8 on 6-sided dice.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Next one is the half squad. Same thing, 2d6.
3 and a 1.
Cool, he's also okay. So they landed in the swamp, but they actually came out okay. They have no problems. They managed to extricate themselves from the bog without any issues. Oh, for crying out loud! To the front, please.
Jim, I'm going to grab different dice because I can't really see these. These are some special edition metal dice, and they're really hard with the coatings. I can't even read the numbers.
All right, cool. Go ahead, and I'll just keep things going, and I'll just roll for some additional guys.
Yeah, just go ahead and roll for the other conditions until I get back.
I'll try not to get too many of your guys killed.
Yeah, I think so. Airborne.
Okay. Oh, for crying out loud! Hold on. Where's my dice tray? Sorry about this, guys. That was not anticipated. It reset when Bill had to call again. But no worries. Move this off to one side here. Okay, so now I'm going to roll for the company commander here, DeLong. He has landed in the clear. He's fine. You know what? I'm going to go ahead and do it the right way. Hold on. Let me see. We got 11. Oh, shit. He spinned. He's pinned down. The guy that's with him, he's okay. Platoon leader, they're in Charlie 8. He's okay. Half squad, he's okay. Okay, these guys in the trees. The guys in the trees do have some problems. You land in trees. You can't get killed by landing in a tree. Actually, you can get pinned down. And by that, I mean he's hung up in the trees on his landing gear, on his parachute straps. So I've got a officer in there. He's okay. He cuts himself out of his harness quickly enough. And then we have this next guy. He's okay. He cuts himself out of the harness. All right, so the guys that landed in the trees are actually okay.
Awesome. So, all right, I'm getting serious now. I brought out the American Buffalo Horn dice. So,
cool.
We're going serious now.
These guys landed in the open. So they just have to roll. They have to try not to roll an 11 or 12. So roll for this half squad first.
I got an 8 total.
Total, great. Next, this half squad.
7.
He's fine. Awesome. Alrighty, this guy landed in the clear. Stream counts as clear. These are very small streams. Okay, so first we're going to roll for Lieutenant Pierce. Try not to roll an 11 or 12.
8.
He's fine, and the half squad with him.
6.
He's fine. Awesome. All right, down here we have these two. Again, just try not to roll an 11 or 12 because he landed in the open.
7.
Cool. This guy.
8.
Awesome. This guy down here, again, rolling in the clear.
6.
Sweet. This guy here.
Eight.
Sweet. All right, we got a bunch of guys down here. Holy crap. All right, Captain Fulmer.
9.
He's okay because he landed in the clear. The half squad with him.
10.
He's okay, barely. He almost broke his ankle. All right, this guy here.
5.
He's fine. This guy here.
4.
Sweet. Put that stack back together a little bit. Okay, this guy here.
5.
Sweet. And this guy here.
Oh no. 12.
All right, something happened to him. He's actually eliminated.
God damn.
We already rolled for all them. We rolled for them. Oh, these last two guys way up here, up in the north. Nobody landed on a building. That's the most dangerous hex. Buildings and swamps.
Are they considered clear up there?
Yep.
Okay. 7.
Cool. And the other guy?
9.
Sweet. All right. So we have one guy pinned. He landed in the open. He's fine. He's just getting himself untangled from his harness. And then the other guy, just didn't make it for whatever reason.
Well, you know what? Considering wartime airborne drop, that's a pretty good ratio, honestly.
Yeah, 3rd Battalion 505 had a pretty solid drop. They landed pretty much where they were supposed to. 1st Battalion went way too far. 2nd Battalion overshot like hell. They were 5 miles from their drop zone. And then a compass screw-up caused him to miss the town on his first try. He finally reached the town after daybreak. By that time, again, Krause's 3rd Battalion 505 had pretty much already taken it. So I'm not sure where that history comes from. And it was written before the movie. It's not the movie's fault. It's not John Wayne's fault. If history,
Nothing's John Wayne's fault. Never.
That's what I'm saying. If the record had shown Krause to take it, they just would have cast him as Krause instead of Vandervoort. I'm not sure. Then again, I might also be missing some details. All right, so that's pretty much your deployment. We now begin with your turn because Americans get to move first. So we've got a couple of points.
To answer Dutch Jaffo, no, the cows did not get splatted.
Oh no, that's Limburger. Yeah, so if we zoom in here super fast, we do see that some hexes have a little bit of cow hexes in there. They do not count as terrain. They do not absorb casualty points. Even though that technically isn't true. But for purposes of this game, we don't go into animal cruelty. But I was drawing this map yesterday, and I was starting to put in like standing crops, like Valor and Victory has rules for. That's not really the kind of farms that were here. This was mostly apple orchards, goat farms, and cow farms, like pastures and stuff like that. So I wanted to put a little bit of that in there. Okay, so yeah, it is now your command phase. I don't know if there's too much command phase to do yet. Maybe a little.
No, I think so. Yeah, right.
You can combine these two into one squad if you wanted to.
You know, might as well just combine them.
Yeah.
Combine them.
So yeah, 2 sticks happen to land close enough together where they immediately form a full squad. Full squad is definitely better than 2 half squads. Like literally. You'll notice that 2 half squads have a combined attack of 4. However, a full squad has a 5. The sum is greater than the sum of its parts. They still have 6 casualty points. They're still elite status. But you want to combine your guys as quickly as you can. These guys down here can also combine.
Yep.
That's an officer with a half squad. So, oh no, that's 2 more full squads or half squads. Cool.
Yeah, just combine all the squads that you can.
Yeah, wherever I see 2 in the same place, I'm just going to go ahead and... These are the guys coming together as quickly as they can after they hit the dirt.
All right, so where's Red Button?
Red Button is in a different battalion. And he is right now dangling off the church. He's about 2 boards off to the left. To the right, I'm sorry. He is with, I know what you're talking about. He is Fox Company, 2nd Battalion. We're looking at George and Hotel Company, 3rd Battalion. Okay, I think that's all. Okay, so that's the command phase. Now we go to direct fire.
Mm-hmm.
So before these Germans assault you, especially in some of the places where you're already adjacent to them. Now, quick thing, trees you obviously cannot see through. Buildings you cannot see through. You can see into and out of buildings. Stone walls you can see through. It's just a -1 penalty. Hedgerows you can see through. It's just a -1 penalty. Valor Victory makes a distinction between hedges and hedgerows. So I should have said before these are hedges. Hedgerows you cannot see through. A vehicle cannot pass through them. It's a whole different thing. And again, I've driven down these roads, and the hedgerows they're not exaggerating. You would need like 5 bulldozers to get through one hedgerow. I can't believe anybody, But these are just regular hedges, like you would have in your yard. You just can see over them. You can shoot over them. Again, it's just a -1 penalty. So this board is probably a little more open than it looks.
Where to go?
So first there's direct fire, then there's movement, during which the enemy takes opportunity fire, and then there's advance and assault phase. No Ruperts in this drop. That's right, no exploding, no Gumi poopin'.
Gumi poopin'!
Although they were not made of rubber in real life. We've seen them. They were made of straw. That's the one thing that always kind of... Rubber was extremely valuable in World War II. This is before the days of synthetic rubber or petrochemicals. Rubber came from trees in World War II. They never would have dropped that many rubber paratroopers or plastic paratroopers. They were made of straw, the ones that I saw.
Really? I did not know that.
But they make a big deal about it in that movie. And the guy's like all amazed that they're made of rubber. Gumi poopin'!
All right. So right now, I can't see the guys in the building.
Yeah,
right?
you're right next to them. You can totally see them.
Oh, I can see them?
Yeah, you can shoot into a building hex. You can't shoot through a building hex.
Okay.
So you got this squad here is in a lot of trouble. You've got half a squad here. You got a half track with an MG42 in it. You've got the enemy commander and another half squad. And they all see you, but because you are the attacker, you have the first crack at them.
I think I'm going to take a crack at them.
They're literally putting their boots on the wrong feet right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's another reference.
Yep.
Have you noticed something peculiar about him? He's got his boots on the wrong feet.
You know what I love about that movie is just the amount of movie stars that were in that movie.
Oh my God, everybody was in that movie. Everyone was in that movie.
Yeah. All right. Let's go ahead and shoot at those guys there. So let's go ahead and take on those targets.
Alrighty. So we have a grand total of 5 points. Oh God, here's where you go into culture shock when you're used to playing Valor and Victory Modern Expansion.
Right.
What do you mean everyone's not carrying a saw? Alright, so you're on the white row. You do have to add 2 to your die roll for shooting into a building.
Alright, 2d6s.
Yep. Roll as low as you can.
To roll.
You can subtract 1 from your die roll because of Lieutenant Pierce.
I'm sorry, say it again. Oh, because of my leader?
Yep.
So I rolled a 6, plus 2 is 8, minus 1, 7.
Okay, that's 1 casualty point. You were shooting into this hex here? Were you shooting into that hex or this hex?
No, I was shooting into the hex with the half track.
Alright, cool. Alright, so I have to take 1 casualty point there. I don't want to pin down my officers, so I'm going to go ahead and pin down this half squad.
Okay.
Alright, that's going to be less fire coming back at you. Alright, let's talk about our other fire. What else are we doing?
The squad that's up in Oscar 1.
Yep.
We're going to go ahead and shoot into that building.
Same deal, except he does not get the -1 for leadership.
Okay. Well, it is what it is. I got no choice at this point. Got to shoot it. All right, so here we go. So it's roll plus 2 because they're in the building, correct?
Yep, correct.
All right, so 6 plus 2 is 8. So 8
no effect there.
No joy.
Okay, down here we got a little bit more firepower. We have a grand total of 7.
Yep.
But again, no leadership bonus.
Right. Okay.
All right.
So
2d6 add 2.
I got a 9 plus 2, 11.
It's up to you. Who else wants to shoot at them? This guy is close enough, although he'd be adding 3. He has to shoot over a wall and into the building. Yeah, might as well save him for movement. Alrighty. I think that's about it.
Yeah, I think that's all I can do right now.
Cool. Alright, so now we're going to go to your movement phase. Everybody can move except for the guys who just shot.
Yeah.
And the guys who just shot can move a little bit after this, and we'll get to that in the advanced and assault phase. But right now, this is just your normal movement. Everybody can move except for units who have just shot or units that are pinned down. Movement rate is 4 unless you have a leader with you. Then it becomes 6.
Okay. I think the first thing we're gonna do. Let's see. Those guys shot. Those guys shot. Those guys shot. So let's go ahead. That one you had highlighted there, Oscar 8.
8, right.
Now they can move through their own guys, yes?
Oh, yeah. In fact, they can move into this hex and then join this whole group in an assault if they want.
Let's do that.
All right.
Kind of just going with that.
All right, cool. So in desperation, the Germans are going to have to take their opportunity fire now when they get a chance. I have a grand total of 5, -1 for my officer. Oh, God. After all that stuff about other people's dice, I don't have my own dice ready. All right, here we go. Oh, my God. Sorry. I got a 3. That's not good.
-1.
-1. Yeah, that's how it actually becomes a 2.
Or 5 points?
Yeah, that pretty much eliminates... That can't be right.
Yep. Well, I mean, that was a low roll.
Holy shit, yeah. Yeah, that, you can knock out 3, reduce to a half squad, and then pin down the half squad, and that's still only 4. Yeah. Hold on.
Okay.
That was 5 points. I'm on the yellow row. On the white row, I mean. It becomes a negative... That's actually 6 points. Yeah, just take out that whole first squad. I apologize for the bad advice. Holy shit. Now, their opportunity fire is done. If you want to bring in this other squad, they can do the same thing.
We're going to do that. And, Gaz, German efficiency. All right, go ahead and move those guys over in there. We're trying to assault with them.
Okay.
All right, so the guys that are in Foxtrot 4.
Yep.
Let's just move them towards the town, please. If you want to just.
Takes 2 to cross the hedge. Oh, you want to take cover behind the hedge?
Yeah, let's take cover behind the hedge.
Okay.
Want to be a little bit cautious. And then our troops down there in Charlie 8.
Yep.
Can we assault those guys in Golf 9?
Yep. In fact, because you have a leader with you and therefore enhanced movement, you can do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I'll still get opportunity fire, but it's going to be into woods.
Yep.
So I no longer get the -2 bonus for point blank opportunity fire, and I no longer I get no leadership bonus. It's just 7. So it's just
Howard. We'll have Jim answer your question after we finish the movement here, real quick. There's a question.
Are there any solo rules for Valor and Victory? Yeah, not that I know of. I mean, I play solo Valor and Victory a lot normally, but not more recently. Hold on. Let me just go ahead and. Oh shit! There we go. Okay, that's a 9 plus 2 -1 for point blank opportunity fire, which actually doesn't apply here. Long story short, I wind up with a 9 that was no effect. So they did fire and they got no joy on that one. Okay. Howard, nothing official to my knowledge as far as solitaire rules. I always do it. In fact, I did it. I did it the other day, or not the other day. I did it like a week or two ago in Vietnam. I pretty much just played against myself. So if you check our YouTube channel, if you go back to Helicopter Assault, Valor Victory Modern Edition, you see where I kind of made up my own half-ass rules for doing solitaire Valor Victory. I think it was like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
All right, so some more movement.
How about the guys in Alpha 11?
Yep.
Let's move them down the road, please.
Okay, so 1, 2, 3,
Go
4.
up in woods in Golf 10.
Let me see.
Up.
1. They're moving out of the bog hex, so they're not moving into a bog hex. You don't have to pay for that. 1, 2, 3, 4. I don't think they can reach it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It costs them 2. The hedgerow is what's screwing you up.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, there's no way they can join that assault.
Okay.
They can take that objective hex though. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that's 1 crossroads in your hands. This group can join that assault if you wanted to.
That can? Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. 1, 2, and now you're entering woods and crossing a hedgerow. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And again, he's got a leader with him, so he gets the movement rate of 6. No additional, well, technically 1, 2, 3. Range in this game is cut down to 4 because of night conditions. Opportunity fire would be allowed here, although I'm shooting over a hedgerow. So that would be a total of 5 points, -1, +1. And I wind up with a 7, which I don't think is anything. Oh, it's 1 casualty point. So somebody got pinned down here in H10. Do you want to pin down the captain or pin down the half squad?
We'll just pin down the...
I apologize, which one?
The squad. The half
Okay.
squad. Pin them.
Alright, so the captain gets in there. That's probably a smart move. Because now if that assault goes in there, you get to subtract 2 from the assault roll instead of 1. Alright, we got this guy. If he wants to leave his captain, it's up to you.
Oh, he'll stay there until they can recover.
Okay, then we've got these 2 groups.
We have them assault Quebec 9.
Yep. Barely, because they don't have an officer with them. They only have a movement rate of 4, but they do make it.
Okay.
You have to wind up adjacent to the enemy before you can assault him. Alright, he hasn't fired yet. So he'll go ahead and take his opportunity fire. Oh, Jesus. 11. 82nd or 101st just showed up.
Oh, boy.
Okay. So not only did I miss, but now you get extra reinforcements. 11 and 5. Oh, wait, that's the wrong dice. 11 and 1. Of course, he's ended up in the wrong area. Then it's going to be K1. An additional half squad just showed up.
Okay. Reinforcement.
I think that's everyone.
I think so. I believe it is.
Alright, cool. We've done German opportunity fire, German defensive fire. I don't think there's any new... well, there's going to be this little bit here. Maybe some mortar fire here. Guys who did not take opportunity fire, obviously, once I take opportunity fire, I can't take defensive fire. So these guys didn't move. So there's going to be 2 points for what it's worth. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and try it for, again, what it's worth. 7 on 2 points, that's no effect. Then we have the MG42, which is 4. again on the bottom row. That's on the white. That's on the red row. Oh God, I need to stop rolling these pissant attacks. I'm just going to create more 101st Airborne guys. And then last but not least, he's only worth 1 point, but he is -2. By the way, he's not in the half track. That's why I didn't get to combine them or apply that -2 to the half track. So it's 1, and I get a -2 on it. So I'm on the bottom row, but I do get to subtract 2 from my die roll. He's expert with that Schmeiser. And he gets a modified 7 on the bottom row. He just barely missed as well. So done, 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 done. This guy does get to combine. He's 5. Oops. Get it in the box. A 7 on 5, still nothing. Oh wait, a 7 on 5 is 1 casualty point. Alright, this squad can either be pinned or lose half a squad. I would probably suggest pinned.
Yeah, pinned.
Although it's kind of risky.
Yeah.
Because if he gets assaulted during the German turn, he's going to be immediately overrun. However, you get a rally chance at the end of your turn, and with you guys being elite status, you have a better than even chance of making that rally. Already fired, has nothing in range and line of sight. Already fired, already fired, already fired, has nothing in range of line of sight, range or line of sight. Okay, that's it for German defensive fire. We now go to the bloodbath that is going to be American assaults. Oh no. Alrighty, so which assault do you want to do first?
Let's start at the bottom of the map and we'll work our way up. So we'll start with Golf 9.
Alright, this one's going to be nasty because there's an MG42 in there, MG34 in there. 7 points, you have a grand total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's exactly 1 to 1. Now here's the trick. You've got 3 infantry squads in there. You can throw in 3 grenades. I can only throw in 1. And you're also elite. So it depends on how many grenades you want to throw in there. You have a total of 8.
2 grenades.
Alright, so that's going to be 2. Sweet. I will throw in my 1. That's all I can, because I only have 1 infantry unit in that hex. You technically have 3. Half squad, commander, commander. So that's going to give me, that's going to give you a +1 bonus. Also, your elite, that gives you a total of +2 bonus. Break out the best D6s you have, because you have to get a little luckier. You have to roll a 6 or less. Again, you get a +2 to your roll. You have to roll an 8 or less on 2d6.
8 or less than 2d6.
Yep. Everyone say a prayer. Here it comes.
4.
Okay, successful assault. Alright, that enemy, the German squad is immediately wiped out. Grenades are expended. Come on, go away. Okay, now there was 1 infantry unit in there and +2 for buildings. You have to take 3 casualty points at the end of your assault. So you occupy the hex. You can pin down everybody in there. That takes the entire thing down, and that pays your entire bill, and does not actually get anybody killed. The thing is, you have to rally. So right now, you took that little barn, that little farmhouse, with no casualties, but that squad is hella mixed up right now. If they get assaulted by these Germans, they're going to be out of gas. Yeah. You have to rally them at the end of your turn, which is coming up pretty shortly here. Okay, we have another assault over here.
Yep.
Oh man, a lot of firepower coming in here. We have a total of 7 points, +2, plus another 2 is a total of 11. 11 versus 4. I know it's not technically legal, but we'll give it 3 to 1 on that one. You can throw in up to 2 grenades if you want.
We'll do 1 grenade, please.
I'll throw in 1 as well. I have less grenades than you do as well. 91st was not terribly well equipped. Oops, I gave each other the wrong grenades. Sorry, guys. Okay. Alright, so it is 3 to 1. No subtractions, no additions, because there's no leaders in either group. You get just a regular +1 for being elite. So you have to roll a 10 or less on D6s, on 2d6s.
Got a 10.
All right, barely made it. Oh, that grenade saved you.
Yeah.
All right, so he's wiped out. And again, that was 1 infantry unit and 2 for the building. That makes a total of 3 casualty points. Half squad is worth 3. Full squad is worth 6. If you pin down both, you still have to kill somebody because you still have 1 casualty point to pay. So somebody's going down this time.
I guess the half squad, huh?
Okay, we can knock down this full to a half squad if you want.
Yeah, let's do that.
Yeah, because if you knock out the full squad, you also lose a support weapon. Because one infantry unit can't carry 2 assault weapons or 2 support weapons. All right, you own that building. Next, we have here. Oh man, another powerful one. 10, 14 versus 5. Again, we'll just go ahead and call it 3-1. It's a friendly game. I have 2 infantry units in there. I'm throwing in 2 grenades out of desperation. You can throw in up to 2 grenades.
Let's just do 1.
Alright. So, just 1. Alright, it's 3-1, but I get a net of +2 to the roll. I have a -1 officer in there, you have no leaders in there, and I have 1 more grenade than you do. Make that -1 because you have +1 for being elite. So that 10 you needed before, now you need to roll a 9 or less.
Okay. 3.
Alright, cool, that was easy. Alright, grenade used up. You own the building. And this time you have to take 4 casualty points. Wait a minute, was that right? Yes. 4 casualty points. 2 infantry units were in the hex, and 2 for the building.
So just the whole squad then, huh?
You can knock down 1 squad to half squad, and then pin the half squad, and that pays your 4th point.
Okay. Yeah.
So again, for people who may not be familiar with Valor and Victory, the last number on the counter is the casualty points. That's how much meat, for lack of a better word, how much toughness, how much damage that unit can take. By chopping this in half, from a full squad to a half squad, he goes from 6 casualty points down to 3. Alright, that's no worries there. He still has 1 casualty point to account for. He took a total of 4 in this assault. He can then pin down that unit, and that pays for the fourth casualty point. He gets to keep both of his support weapons, and now the bill is settled, so to speak. And yeah, here we go. Okay, up here. Are we sure we want to assault with these guys, or if not, they can back up into the woods hex?
No, I'm gonna back them off.
Yeah, that assault is. I mean, you would immediately. Well, number one, you would immediately kill this. You would immediately kill this half squad without anything. Then there's just 1 point and 4 points. It'd be 5. It'd be 1-1.
You know what? I'm gonna assault.
Yeah. All right. So the assault is now committed. He's automatically gone. He's pinned down. All right. It's now 5 points.
Use 2 grenades, please.
Cool. It's now 5 points. 1 for Steiner because it's a German counter. The +2 leader has to be named Steiner. It's a rule. That's a Cross of Iron reference. And then number 4, that's the MG42 in the back of the half track. You've got Lieutenant Pierce going in there and a paratrooper in there. He's got 2 infantry units. Now, question. This is up to you.
Yeah.
You get to throw in 2 grenades. Absolutely. Do you want one of your grenades to be a Hawkins mine? Because you are technically fighting an armored vehicle.
Yeah, let's do it. I haven't used that before. Let's try that. What is the advantage, or?
It's the only way to really destroy an armored vehicle.
Gotcha.
So it has an armored vehicle. It has an anti-tank value of B, versus the armor. The half track's not very well armored. It only has an A. The lower the letter, the easier it is to kill. So it's a B versus an A. The Hawkins mine has a better than 50-50 chance of taking out the Hawkins mine. It does not give you the -1 that a normal grenade does, because you're using it against a tank. So there's almost like 2 battles going on in here at once. We'll do each of them in turn.
Okay.
First, we'll do the infantry part, which is going to be 1 plus. Well, we already said it was 1-1. You have -1 for your leader, -1 for your grenade, -2 for this leader. I'm going to throw in one of my last grenades. That's Steiner himself. So that's going to be 1, 2, 3. You're 1, 2, and then you get 3 just for being. That's the E for elite paratroopers. So we each get -3, so it comes out to a wash. It is, oh man, 1 to 1. You have to roll a 6 or less.
Ooh.
On 2d6.
No, I got a 10.
All right, that is technically a failed assault. All right, I think you still took him out. In fact, I know you still took him out because he suffers casualty points equal to the number of infantry units that was already in the hex. There were two infantry units in your group. So even if I pin myself down, I still have to take another casualty point because I have to sustain 2 casualty points. Steiner is knocked out. You killed the enemy commander.
All right, what's it cost me now?
Well, it's going to cost you a lot. I think these two groups pretty much wiped. I think these two groups pretty much wiped each other out. But before we get to that, let's see what that Hawkins mine did to the Jeep, or did to the half track. We actually go to the armor elimination table. You had an anti-tank value of Bravo and an armor rating of 9. So you cross-reference those two, you get a 9. Bravo versus Alpha. You need to roll a 9 or less on 2d6.
Right. I got a 5.
Cool. That half track is toast.
Woohoo!
The Hawkins mine actually did its job. Sweet.
Yeah.
Now, yeah, I think you're pretty much tanked as far as counter forces go. It's number of infantry units that were in the hex. There was only 1. Terrain bonus of the hex, that's 2 for the building, plus the number by which you missed the roll. You missed the roll by 4. You have to take 7 casualty points.
Ouch.
There's only 3 casualty points in there.
That's everything.
Yeah, so those two groups kind of wiped each other out. And my favorite thing, we're going to put in a little burning wreck counter there where the half track used to be. Okay, I think that's it for assaults.
One more. Go up. Oh no, that's not. Never mind.
Okay, now a really important phase. We have to rally.
Yeah.
Alright, cool. Let's do the tough one first. Normally the rally is 6 or less on 2d6. Your elite units, you get to rally on a 7 or less.
7 or less. Not low roll. 7.
Made it. That's going to be important when the German turn comes and he wants to assault you.
Yeah.
At least now you get to do opportunity fire. Otherwise, you saw what happened to that German half squad. When you're going to assault, pin down units, they're just gone. Alright, let's see if this captain can rally. Again, 7 or less.
8.
He did not make it. Now, he does not get to put his own -2 because he's rallying himself.
Yeah.
Okay, this officer over here.
4.
He made it. This half squad.
7.
Sweet. And we have another officer in there.
7.
Awesome. Alright, any prospects of the Germans counter-assaulting that hex pretty much just went out the window. We have this guy who got momentarily pinned down by German counterfire.
4.
Sweet. Pretty sure that's it.
1 more.
Oh yeah, you're right. We're here. No officer in there, so go ahead and roll.
3.
Sweet. Alright, that concludes American turn 1. German turn 1. Actually, first let me check the chat here. James Francis Ryan has just arrived. It might be James Francis Ryan. He just showed up along with 3 of his buddies. That's actually a good call. Hello, Vorpalbite. Welcome to the chat. Hello, Ben Johnson. Thank you for the chat. Boom, take that, half track, says Ben Johnson. Yes, I meant to mention that earlier, Gaz. We were talking about the Ruperts were meant to explode on contact, not fire weapons. I think in the movie, they showed them as rubber instead of straw. But I think they had like strings of firecrackers. So they didn't like explode in like a giant burst, but they were meant to simulate automatic fire or rifle fire. Like little Chinese firecrackers would pop off of them. And at least for like 30 seconds or so, it was in the dark, in the grass, in the woods or whatever. At a distance, it might look like Allied paratroopers were actually landing, and they were actually shooting randomly in different directions. I don't know how effective they were. I'm sure that's a matter for debate. But that's just one of those deception efforts like we were talking about earlier in the podcast. Okay, so over to the German turn. Command phase. Anything that is pinned automatically rallies. I have nothing pinned. So what do I want to do? I've lost most of my commanders already. Oh no! Alright, we will go straight to direct fire. 1, 2, 3, 4. He's barely in range. 2 points versus these guys. I have to add 1 to my roll for the hindrance of the hedge. So this guy is going to take a rather forlorn shot at that squad behind the hedge. Alright, so let's see what happens. Hell no. Okay, then there's these two. Well, it's not really two. It's a half squad with an MG42. That's going to be a total of 5 versus infantry point blank. I am in... You know what? I'm going to save my last grenade. It's just going to be 5. Come on, do it. A 7 on 5 is 1 casualty point. We can pin him down or knock him down to half a squad.
They can't assault, but those guys can. Right?
Not actually. I can, because I was already adjacent. I can assault, so I would probably stay in 2 and knock him down to half a squad.
Yeah.
At least then the half that's left gets a chance to fight back when I assault.
Yep, let's do it.
That is one of those gut-wrenching decisions Valor Victory sometimes makes you take. Too close for mortars. I can see this building. Okay, my crap-ass mortar is going to try and drop a shell on this building that just got occupied by the enemy. Again, it's 5 points. Probably not going to see very much here. Ooh, a 5. Plus 2 for buildings makes a 7. That is 1 casualty point. So you can probably pin the half squad.
Yeah.
To pay for your casualties. 4 points into that same building hex. No effect. Oh wait, yeah, plus 2 for building, no effect. Okay, cool. It's a good thing to occupy the buildings. They give you cover. And then we just come down to these guys. They're going to fire into the trees. That's a total of 5 points into the trees. I have to add 2 for trees. 5 becomes 7 on the white row. That is 1 casualty point against this stack down here. So there's a half squad in there and 2 officers. Pin the half squad? Alright. And these guys are too far away, so we will reserve their turn for movement. Alright, speaking of which, heading over to the German movement phase. They have a leader with them, so their movement is going to be 6 points. 1, 2, 3. I'm trying to hide behind this. Hold on.
Fire on those?
I'm trying to hide behind the trees.
Gotcha.
Remember, range is reduced to 4 for everyone because of darkness. Run past the cows. Move. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let me check something. Technically, H2 blocks line of sight there. Barely. So I think I got away with that. Now, the good news is I still can't see anything because I'm behind this building.
Yeah.
But at least I'm a little closer, and I don't think I took any opportunity fire in the process. Other German movement. Fired. Oh, my Kubelwagen. Dem Kubelwagen, springen. Now, I know in Valor and Victory, normally vehicles cannot enter building hexes. The original Barry Doyle maps do contain hexes that have both a road and a building. And the exception is written into the rules where you can enter a building hex if there's also a road hex in there. However, the car or the whatever vehicle it is never gets the building cover bonus. You can't park a car inside a vehicle. He fired. They fired. That's going to be the end of my movement. Now it's time for your defensive fire. Any fire you want to take on anybody that's in range. Which there is going to be a lot of.
Well, let's go ahead and Oscar 1 to Oscar 2.
Okay, Oscar 1 to Oscar 2 is point blank. Do you want to throw a grenade in there?
Yep.
It'll subtract 1 from your die roll. Yeah, grenades aren't just for assaults. You just have to start off already adjacent to the enemy. Okay, so it's 2 points. You do have to subtract 2 from your roll for your for my building. However, you get to add 1. Sorry, you have to add 2 to your roll for my building. You get to subtract 1 for the grenade. So that's a total of add 1 to the die roll. You have to roll a 5 or less to do anything, because there's only like 3 guys up there. But go for it.
I got a 5 exactly.
A 5 exactly. Plus 1 net. Again, plus 2 for my buildings, negative 1 for your grenade. Makes 1 casualty point. I have to pin him. Because there's only 1 infantry unit in there. You can't pin the you can't pin the machine gun. Okay, cool. That means he will not be assaulting him. Other guys might be assaulting you. Probably not the mortar crew. Oh, plus these already moved and fired. I should say they already... So no, you can't get assaulted. Sorry. Alright, he still can't see anything yet. You do have these guys that have multiple targets. Actually, they just have 1. Sorry. Can't see these guys yet. The barn is in the way. You can see these guys. These guys are too far away. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Too far away. They're right out.
So I think we got this shot. Unless you see another target.
No, let's go ahead and do it.
Alright, we got a total of 6 points. So you're actually on the white row there. Net, add 1 to your die roll. Add 2 for my building, subtract 1 for your leader. So white row, the 5 to 10 row, and add 1 to the result.
I got a 10.
Alright, no effect.
I think.
We have a full squad and a BAR. That's going to be 7 points.
Yeah.
Again, white row, add 2 to the die roll because there's no leader in there.
Are they in a building?
Yes. R4 is a building X.
I got an 11.
Oh no! German reinforcements arrive. Alright, zooming out a little bit. They're going to enter on one of the road hexes, starting at the bottom here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's good enough. Alright. Number 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. They enter right in here. Half track and a half squad. Alright, so I'll use them next turn. Warm up another Hawkins mine. Alright, and what else we got going on here? Any other fire? Yeah, we got some fire down here in the south if you want.
Yeah, go ahead.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Negative 2 plus 2, so that's you're on the white row, subtract nothing. The captain is picking up the 30 cal.
I got a 3.
Ooh, 3. There you go. 3, again, plus 2, minus 2, it comes out in a wash, is 5 casualty points. So I am going to get a little tricky here. First of all, reduce that full squad down to a half squad. That took care of 3 casualty points. Pin and pin. And hope to God I rally. If not, I'm going to get overrun by some pissed off paratroopers. Alrighty. Other defensive fire. Technically, these guys could shoot over that hedgerow. I doubt they're going to get anything, but...
No, we'll just leave it as is.
Alright. I think that might be it.
Yep.
Alright, cool. Then we go to German advance and assault phase. Can't move because he's pinned. I have to keep him there because you're not allowed to fire mortars from within building hexes. He'll stay put. They're pinned down. They will use their advance and assault. This is probably kind of stupid. I'm tempted to move into that barn, but if I do that, I'm just going to catch all kinds of... Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and do it. At least then I'm going to cause this unit up here to think twice about what he's doing. Okay, now I have to rally some guys. Alright, Hotel 7, the officer, does succeed on a 4. Oh, sorry, I should have the webcam shown. Fails. And this little squad up here, little half squad, he fails. Germans are not elite, they need a 6 or less. Alright, so that concludes German turn 1. American turn 2. What the hell just happened?
Did that officer succeed on his?
The officer succeeded. The half squad did not.
Gotcha. Okay.
The officer rolled a 4. Give me a damn copy, dude. There we go. Okay, turn 2. American turn 2 begins with the command phase. First thing that happens, anything that is pinned down automatically rallies. So you automatically rally at the start of your turn. At the end of your turn, you can try to rally guys before the beginning of the enemy turn. That's when the dice come into play. So all your guys have now rallied. It's up to you. You begin with direct fire.
Whoa.
These Germans are visible now. They're inside a barn, though.
You know what? We're going to go ahead and hit them.
Okay.
Turn 3.
No worries. You got a total of 6 points, plus 1 to the die roll.
All right. We got an 8.
All right, he becomes a 9, no effect. All right, down here it's interesting. I don't know how you want to do this. Anything that fires can't move. So you have to be careful how you want to do your fire and maneuver as far as an assault goes. The only thing that's living in there as far as a building goes is that one guy.
No, we're just going to assault them.
Okay, so we're just going to go ahead and skip his movement for now. Did you want to put any fire down on him from this guy, or?
Yeah, we'll try. I mean, at this point in time, what is it going to hurt us?
Either that, or you could have him join the assault. Because to take that hex in an assault is going to cost you 3 casualty points. 2 for the building and 1 for the commander.
Oh, yeah, you're right. You know what? That's a good idea. Let's have him join the assault.
Alright, so he'll be reserving for movement. I'm assuming this guy will be reserving for movement. This guy can't see anything right now. He'll be reserving for movement. This guy can't see anything right now. He'll be reserving for movement. How about this stack here? He's got a bunch of potential targets. Well, really only 2. 3. He can see this guy. He can see the mortar crew, which is technically in the open.
Let's hit the mortar.
Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. Again, the tree graphics does not cover the dots, so it's considered an open hex. You pretty much have to fire... Ooh, the hell did I do? You pretty much have to fire mortars from open hexes. So we have a grand total of... Oh man, there's a lot of stuff in here. 7 points plus 4 makes 11. 11 points, subtract nothing. That puts you on the gray row. So go ahead and roll 2d6 as best you can, as low as you can.
About 2.
2? Snake eyes? Serious?
Yep.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Okay. A couple things happen here. Number one, yeah, Splat. He is beyond dead. All right, number one. Number two, because you rolled Snake Eyes, some of your guys may become valorous. So you go by the casualty points that's in the unit, and you get to add one to your. Actually, you get to subtract one from your roll because you're elite. So you want to roll a 7 or less on this full squad. That's 6 plus 1.
11.
Okay, and this guy, not so much. He has to roll a 4 or less on 2d6.
6.
Okay, cool. No worries. That's just like a fun bonus that happens like once in every
Yep.
20 games. You become valorous, and your guys become like super soldiers. There's even a little metal piece we put on him. There it is. He hits like a little bronze star kind of looking thing. But the good news is you took out that mortar squad. Okay. How about this guy, point blank, versus that squad that failed to rally? Or do you just want to assault with him?
I think we're just going to end up assaulting them.
Alright, cool. Alrighty, so we are now, we're going to go straight into movement then. There's going to be a lot more movement in this turn than fire. The mark of a good war game. Okay, do you want to go from left to right? We'll start off with Captain Broken Ankle here.
Yep. Let's go ahead and move him.
He's got a movement rate of 6. If he crosses any hedges or stone walls, that costs him 1 extra point.
Well, let's move him to Golf 8.
Okay. That one German officer in there, Lieutenant Vaderbach, he's going to take his opportunity fire literally at 1 point. He does get -2 for point blank opportunity fire. He does get -1 for being an officer, but he's on the bottom row. So he's probably going to wind up pinning somebody. Not with a 10. Even with my total -3 bonuses, he still only winds up with a 7. And that's it for his opportunity fire. This assault is going to go down pretty... it's still going to cost, but it's pretty much a done deal at this point.
Yeah.
Alright. Alright, we're going to assault, I'm assuming, with this stack here.
Yep.
Howard, take it easy. Thanks very much for coming out. Alright. And this guy was going to join in.
Yes.
That stack is still legal, because that's 4 infantry units in the stack. Half squad, officer, officer. That stack is now maxed out. Then down to this stack here, what do you want to do with him? Officer, half squad, and BAR.
Let's move them up the road, please.
Already took opportunity fire, so he made that with no problem. Alrighty. These guys have fired. These guys have not fired.
Can you move them up to the objective hex in Romeo 6?
Alright. That seems dangerous, but not really. All you got to do is get behind that building so he can't hit you, and then you take the objective hex. The objective hexes are all the crossroads that are leading into San Mere-Eglise. This is the extreme, western tip of the town.
Yep.
Alrighty.
And then I still have the 101st guy up there.
Oh, yeah.
Can he link up with Oscar 1?
1, 2, 3. Not.
Almost.
Yes and no. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and then in the advance and assault phase, he can belly crawl his way in there at the end of the turn. So he will not be able to take part in this assault, but he's like right behind. Alright, speaking of advance and assault... Oh, I'm sorry, there's German defensive fire. My half-track can't see anything. Let me go ahead and fix his facing. Not that facing really matters for that vehicle. He has a 360-degree weapon, and his armor is A on all sides. But still, vehicles are supposed to have the facing in Valor Victory, so you know which way he's going. You're driving down the road. Alright, these 4 points will do what they can, for what it's worth. With a 9 plus 2, No good.
What were they shooting at, Jim? I'm sorry.
These guys here.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
Kubelwagen has an MG42 in there, but he can't really see anything right now. This guy can shoot at these guys across the hedges. So here to there, 2 points, add 1 for your hedge. 7 plus 1 becomes an 8, no effect. He already shot. That will wrap the... Oh, these guys can shoot. Oh, hell yeah. And you're in the open, too. I got a total of 8 points, -1. Here we go. White row, -1. This is my best remaining shot of the game. And I roll an 11. More.
Oh, yeah.
More. Here comes the rest of James Francis Ryan's guys. All right, so that is 9 and 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I6. Apparently, he just popped out of the ground like a woodchuck. He's just like, boing. Hi, guys. You didn't know I was here. He didn't know he was there. He's lost as anybody else. He's like, holy crap, people are shooting. Maybe I should join in.
Welcome.
All right, so I think that's it for my defensive fire / opportunity fire. Yeah, let's go to your assaults.
Okay. Let's do the big one first, shall we?
All right, this is going to be awesome. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 versus 1. The chart stops at 4 to 1. You're at 12 to 1. Let's just go ahead and call it automatic. Even if I throw in my last grenade, who cares? Poof, he's destroyed. Now, that pinned down squad you don't have to pay for. He's automatically destroyed. This guy, however, did fight on your way going in. That's 1 point for him, 2 points for the building. You have to take 3 casualty points going into that hex. And not everyone can occupy the hex because of stacking limitations.
Can I pin 2 units to satisfy the...
Well, pinning 2 units gives you 2.
Pin 1 unit?
Pin 1 unit gives you 1. Yeah, for every unit that gets pinned, that gives you 1 casualty point.
Yep. So just pin...
So that is 1, 2, and then we can put a good order officer in there.
Yep.
Hold on, bring to front, and then we can pin this officer.
Yep.
And the reason you want to do it that way is now that -2 does count. So 6 is the normal roll. Call it 7 because you're elite paratroopers. Call it 8, 9 because of the -2 officer. So the odds of them rallying are going to be pretty good. And there's nothing wrong with these 2 guys. They just literally don't fit in the hex as far as stacking purposes go. Okay, and we have another assault up here. If you commit to the assault, you just take the hex.
Yep. Committed.
Again, because he's already pinned down. Now, you are going to be looking at a Kubelwagen's MG42 from across the street next turn, but you are also in a building.
Yeah.
Alright, advance and assault phase. He gets into trees. Do these guys want to move 1 hex in any direction? Like, I don't know, maybe jump on the other side of the hedge? Yeah, there you go. They literally just jump over the wall. Now they're in the open from this guy, but this hex is a lot less dangerous than this hex. Alright, everybody else gets to move 1 hex. This guy gets to move 1 hex further up the road, like you said. What does this newly arrived guy want to do?
Can he move up to India 5?
Yep. Yeah, 1 hex in any direction.
Oh.
Okay, and then these 2 stacks here.
You know what? I think right now I'm going to have them stand pat.
Cool. Yeah, taking R5 is tempting, but again, then you're going to have you're in close quarter combat with a full squad of 91st Infantry. Okay, let's go over to German turn. Oh no, sorry, we have to rally. So at the end of your turn, we're going to rally if we can. Roll a 9 or less on 2d6 for this half squad here.
I got a 3.
Sweet, he succeeds. And then we have a 9 or less here as well.
9.
He barely made it. Again, paratrooper training and the captain in that hex. All right, and this guy?
3.
Cool, he made it easily. Yeah, when the company commander is in the hex with you, he's like literally like, hey, what the hell are you doing? We need to come here to hide in the basement. Okay, sir. Alrighty. Now it's the German turn. Alright, German turn 2. Command phase. Everything automatically rallies. I have nothing pinned. Direct fire phase. MG42 point blank into that team, but you have building cover. So 4 red row, add 2 to my die roll. Oh, that becomes 12, no good there. 2 points, no subtractions. So red row, no subtractions. Good God, man. No good there. At least more paratroopers didn't show up.
Right.
And now this group here is on the 7 row, -1 +1 because of your stone wall. So white row with no penalties. There we go.
Oh, that's gonna hurt.
4 casualty points. Pretty sure he's destroyed and he's pinned down. So 3 points for that. That's how you paid for that 3, and then you pin down the officer. That's your 4th casualty point.
That's okay. That's all right.
No line of sight. Well, technically I have a little bit of line of sight here. 4 against these buildings here. Against this building here. Again, I have to add 2 to the die roll for my for your building. More paratroopers.
Yeah!
Oh my God! The whole 101st is. No wonder the 101st couldn't find their way. They were all down here. They're in the wrong drop zone. There is no. Yeah, there is a 17. 17 and 1. He shows up way in the corner. Hi guys.
Oh, there, huh? No.
The half-track sees him. The half-track's gonna be like, oh. All right, so now we go to German movement phase. There isn't much left. In a building, in a street. Plus I already fired. In a building, in a building, in a building. I'm just gonna move this half-track. This half-track is gonna say, you know what? We're gonna overrun Splat, the new guy. In case it's an armored vehicle, you can technically overrun him. The bad news is I have
take
to
opportunity fire.
Yeah, I have to look up the overrun rules, how that affects you. You still have anti-tank grenades. Oh boy. All right, let me find this. This happens so infrequently that I literally don't know the rules for it. Armor overruns. Okay. Cannot overrun AFEs, no doubt. Cannot overrun bunkers, no worries. Opportunity fire versus overrunning AFE. Any eligible unit, including units in the target hex, can conduct opportunity fire against overrunning AFE as it enters the hex. Any hex except the target hex. Okay. The problem is he's an armored unit, so you don't have any anti-tank weapons. None of your machine guns can affect it. None of your small arms can affect it. The only thing that affects it are the Hawkins mines. That's why I included them in the game.
What about satchel charges?
Oh, satchel charges. Satchel charges are useful in a close assault. So the satchel charge, I think you. Let me read these rules.
Historically, they use satchel charges to throw into armor and artillery pieces as they assaulted.
Absolutely. So there's like in Panzer they call it an opportunity counterattack. So you can close assault the vehicle as it's overrunning you. Or you can you can do, well, yeah. So that unit gets to pick. Pretty much the only unit that gets opportunity fire is going to be the new guy. It's going to be the new 101st. Everybody else is too far away.
Well, what about first in the woods?
The person in the woods, he's way too far. Nothing he has can put a dent in that half-track.
Oh, you're right.
That half-track is technically armored.
Yeah, I forgot the infantry is inside the half-track. I was thinking he was on the ground. Never mind.
All right. So, overrun units are resolved on the AP combat table using double AFP.
So Dennis just jumped in and said, well, I know I'm on the right channel if the big O is rolling bad.
Oh, there you go.
To be fair, he's had some really good rolls.
I've had a couple. I had a 4 once. All right, so you get to take opportunity fire. Obviously once. I think. Hold on. Oh, you can overrun in woods hexes. Wow, that's different from the Panzer Leader. All right, so they give an example too. I'm also reading the example. Yeah, great. When does opportunity fire happen? It may be in the opportunity fire section. There's more rules in here, but I can't find them right now. Anti-tank combat. Maybe it's in here. Opportunity fire versus an overrunning AFE. Any eligible unit, including units in the target hex, may conduct opportunity fire as it enters the target hex. The AFE exits the target hex can also be attacked. Okay. The AFE exits the target hex. It may be attacked once again by opportunity fire. The surviving unit, which you won't be surviving, gets to make an anti-tank attack. May conduct final opportunity fire attack. Okay, cool. So what you get to pick is basically when you throw your anti-tank grenade. You can throw it while you're still in hex R2, or you can throw it while I'm actually overrunning you. In which case it takes place, it gets added up in the overall ratio of the explosion. Then you can throw the satchel charge. That's what I meant to say. You can throw the anti-tank grenade while you're in R2, and then the satchel charge gets added to your APFB attack while I'm overrunning you. That's what I was trying to figure out.
Essentially get to use both?
I believe so. So technically yes, and here's why. So it's kind of crazy. Again, Valor and Victory hates armored vehicles. Armored vehicles always get a bum rap in this game. So here's my movement. All right, and as I'm doing my movement, right, facing changes. Now I'm going to overrun. You say, hey, stop. I'm going to launch opportunity fire. I'm like, you're crazy, Bill. You don't have any anti-tank weapons. You say, yes, Jim, I have Hawkins mines. I say Hawkins mines are grenades. They can only be used while you're at point-blank range. Oh, you're at point-blank range. Okay, so you would make the go-ahead and roll to use the Hawkins mine. If that fails, my overrun actually takes place. Now, this is how an overrun attack works. I have to come up with a ratio. Okay, I add up all my weapons, and I divide by your weapons, and I get a ratio. The problem for me is, and this is probably where I realized this was kind of a dumb idea. Spoiler alert, I forgot you had satchel charges. Is you get to add 16 to your number. Satchel charges don't have like a... Yeah, you don't get to roll there's no to hit number. There's no negative off the dice. It's just a straight out 16 buff to your anti-personnel firepower check. So even though it sounds like you're getting 2 opportunity fire checks, that's the strict interpretation of the rules as I understand them. So I'm pretty sure my half track is toast. It's just whether or not I can take you with me.
Right.
So the first step, I think, is you rolling that Hawkins mine. Now let me read up on that, because so far we've only used that in close assaults. There are rules on this. Come on, goddammit. Panzerfaust and anti-tank grenades. Man-portable, hollow charge, anti-tank weapons, Panzerfaust AT grenade can be used to conduct anti-tank attack versus eligible target in an adjacent hex. Yes, so you get to do that before I hit you. Have no effect on infantry units. Okay, so you have to roll to hit with the grenade, and then the grenade has to penetrate.
So let me ask you this: is the infantry in the vehicle at this point?
Yes.
So if I take out the vehicle, does that take out the infantry?
I'm pretty positive it does.
Okay.
So 8 or less, you have to roll a hit on 2d6 for an anti-tank weapon. Yep. This is to throw the Hawkins mine to hit the half-track before it overruns you.
10. I got it.
Oh, 10? Okay, I have a hard time hearing you sometimes.
Yeah, sorry, I have a 10.
All right, cool. So that's a miss with the Hawkins mine. All right, the Hawkins mine is now expended, and it's a miss. No worries. Now it becomes an overrun. And now I'm pretty sure we wipe each other out. Okay, so you have a total of 18 points. I have a total of 4, doubled for overrun, so that becomes 8.
8. 10.
The passengers do not get to double. They're not actually overrunning. They're just shooting over the sides of the half-track, Kelly's Hero style. So I have a total of 10 versus your 18. That comes out to 1 to 2 odds. And now let me see how that works. I think you use the close assault table. Hold on. It's been so long since I've done an overrun. Oh my god. Sorry guys, I should know the rules better than this. Overrun attacks are resolved on the AP combat table. Oh no, using full double AP effect.
Hobby Lodge, welcome to the live stream.
Oh, Hobby Lodge, no way. Check it out. What's going on? Dennis is here as well. I gotta pay more attention to the chat. Okay, so I have a grand total of, what did I say, 12? 12.
18, yep.
Yeah, my 12. So I'm just gonna roll for my 12. There's no leaders in there. So I roll 2d6 on the gray table. And that is a total of 5. That is going to be 4 casualty points. Yeah, they're pretty much pasted. Now the satchel charge is going to go ahead and roll. I thought it was a ratio, but no worries. We'll just go ahead and resolve this super quick. 18 points. You have an 18 row. You're on the 18 row. Go ahead and roll also on the gray table. Roll as low as you can.
6.
All right, that is 3 casualty points. That's also the half track taken out. All right, and as the half track gets taken out, so does the passenger inside. I think we got that a little wrong, guys, but bear with us. Overruns don't happen very often in this game. What I was actually kind of hoping to happen from a referee's side was for that Hawkins mine to hit.
Yeah.
But no worries. Okay, so let me catch up on the chat here, because there's apparently a lot going on. Oh, that was Dennis saying before. I know I'm on the right channel because Big O was rolling bad. Okay. Toughy years. Come on, Bill. You got to stick it to the Germans. Bill's doing pretty good. Just taking a lot of casualties, but that's kind of how the way things went on the day. There's really only 2 objective hexes left. Make sure those aren't objective hexes. Yeah, there's really only 2 objective hexes left. And there's not much left in the way of German forces.
Well, let's start rolling 11.
So that will wrap things up for the Germans on turn 2. We go to the Americans on turn 3.
You don't have anything to roll.
No. The Kubelwagen is not dispersed. That's facing.
Yeah.
Alright, so automatic rally. And I think that's it. Okay, we go to your defense. Your command phase. Do you want to combine any squads? I don't think you have anything really to combine.
I don't think
provide.
I make any combine, right?
Cool. All right, let's go to your direct fire phase then.
Direct fire. I don't think I can direct fire, but.
I mean, there's a little bit against that German barn hex and Hotel 2, but...
You know what?
Papa 6 can hit Romeo 4. Point blank, Quebec 2 can hit Quebec 3, the Kubelwagen.
Let's
Now, the Kubelwagen...
Yeah, we'll do the infantry. Yep.
Okay, the Kubelwagen, you can engage with small arms. It's not an armored vehicle. You literally just shoot it full of holes, A-team style.
So, yeah, let's go ahead and do that.
Okay, 2 points versus you're on the red row. He does not get benefit of the building hex because again he's not in the building. Do you throw in any grenades?
You know what? Let's throw a grenade.
All right. So that
You know what? How about a satchel charge? We use a satchel charge?
You could throw a satchel charge in there. It would give you 16 points.
Yeah, let's do it. And save the grenade.
Oh, yeah, totally. Well, yeah, you'd have to pick one or the other. Because there's only one infantry unit in the hex.
Yep.
Basically, there's three kinds of grenades. There's satchel charges, grenades, and anti-tank grenades. All right, so now you're... Oh, my God. Now you're talking about 18 points. You are on the gray row. No penalties. Roll some dice. Roll 2 dice as low as you can. 6 dice. Okay, so that's 6 dice. I can pin down with 1 casualty point. That leaves me with 2 casualty points left over. The vehicle itself, as you see by that 2, is only worth 2 casualty points. So you pretty much threw that satchel charge in the back seat of that Kubelwagen, and then it blew up. Nice.
All right. I can't see. Can those guys in Papa 6 see November 3?
I'm checking the roll here. I'm checking the roll here really quickly. Okay, technically, after I pinned down that Kubelwagen, you had 2 casualty points left. The vehicle itself is only worth 2. That's a tie. He can technically survive that, although it requires a really lucky roll on my part. Hell no, he's destroyed. Okay. Again, for people who watch this stuff later on YouTube, I've already made a couple rules mistakes. I want to cut down on rules mistakes. Now we've done it legally, the Kubelwagen is definitely destroyed. I'm sorry, you were saying?
The units in Papa 6, are they able to target November 3?
Yes.
Let's go ahead and engage.
We have a total of 11 points, no leaders.
Oh, you know what? I'm sorry. Let me
okay.
Have them engage Romeo 4.
Okay, same thing. 11 points, add 2 to the die roll. Gray column, add 2, or gray row, add 2 to the die roll.
I got a 5. Sorry, not a 5. I got 10.
Okay.
Plus 2.
12, no effect. They're dug down in that building, Billy the Kid style.
Yes, they are.
They ain't coming out.
I think that's it.
All right, we go to your movement.
Okay. November 1 to Oscar 2.
Hey, buddy. You guys
India,
82nd? Right? No, man, we're the 101. Well, you're the 82nd now. That was my sad attempt at a John Wayne impression. But sir, but what? Nothing, sir.
India 5 to Kilo 4.
India 5 to Kilo 4. Cool. Now, do I take a shot while you're doing that? I get a -1 for opportunity fire, +1 for the road. I'm sorry, +1 for the wall. -1 for my commander. Yeah, I'll take that shot. It's going to be my opportunity fire, but it's... In other words, the difference between opportunity fire and defensive fire is I can wait and shoot here at your stationary guys. Opportunity fire, it's literally more difficult because they're already stationary and assumed to be taking some kind of cover. As this guy is moving, I can hit him while he's moving. And contrary to what a video game will tell you, it's easier to hit a moving target than a stationary target. Because the moving target is easier to spot and probably isn't under as much cover. So opportunity fire always gives you a -1 if the enemy is in clear terrain, which technically you are. You're in that clear road X. However, I do still have to pay for that wall. So you get partial cover for the wall, -1 for opportunity fire, -1 for my commander. It's a net -1. I have a total of 8 points, rolling 2 dice. And that is a modified 6, I think. Yeah, a net -1. I'm on the white row, 6, 2 casualty points.
Ouch.
I think he's dead. Yeah. Hey, he was 101. He wasn't even one of your guys. It's fine.
Yeah.
And that is his opportunity fire, obviously.
Yep. All right. Well, now that he has done that, everybody in Hotel 7 Can you move them up the road to Juliet 4?
Okay. Yeah, I can move him wherever you want. I was going to say, he's taking this opportunity fire, and there's nobody else out here. Do you want to just assault the shit out of this guy now?
Yeah, let's assault the shit out of him, because that's what everybody in the audience wants.
Yeah, and getting guys, as we've seen with this, the world's longest firefight here, Romeo 4 and Papa 6, shooting enemy troops out of entrenched buildings in World War II weapons is not going to happen. So if you want to get him out of that barn, that's really the only way it's going to happen. 1, 2, 3, 4. He's got that easily. This guy...
You need to look at the comment.
I'm sorry, was it?
Look at the comment.
Boom, Adios Kubelwagen, overruns are awesome. I thought John Wayne said, I thought John Wayne had joined That'll Then. No, John, in the movie Longest Day, John Wayne had kind of drafted some 101st guys into the 82nd. He was an 82nd to begin with. I'll say that again. I thought John Wayne had joined. Oh, I thought John Wayne had joined the stream. I do not do a good John Wayne. I don't even pretend to. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I don't know how much you want to throw into this assault.
I want to throw everything, man.
Okay. It's definitely the most dangerous German stack left.
Didn't they already move? No, they didn't. You're right. Yep.
Yeah.
Perfect.
3. All right, and he's already taken this opportunity fire, so that's going to be a slaughter. That's going to be a mess right in there. Okay.
Move.
What else we have down here? We have movement.
So, Papa 6 fired. Mary 7, Mike 7 moved. And
I think he moved last turn. Yeah, he's eligible to move this turn if he wants.
Oh, he is. Okay. God, do I want to assault? Oh, you know what? Do they have the range to assault November 3?
November 3.
The lone guy there in the building?
Well, there's an officer with him, so yes. 1, 2, 3, over the hedge. 4. Yep.
Or would it be better to combine them in Papa 7 at this point and then do an assault? I think that's probably the better thing. Let's max out the units.
Ironically, both assaults will probably cost you about the same because they're both one. I should have split that half squad. Sorry, during the German command phase, I should have split that full squad into 2 half squads.
That's okay, no problem.
But well, I know it's not for you, but it's a mistake I made as a player. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, just send in some other guys to help him.
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay, assaults take place 1 hex at a time. So.
Well, if that's the case, Jim, can you, before anything else, Romeo 6, move it up to Romeo 5, and then they can join the assault?
Yep.
There we go.
There are 2 infantry units in this hex. There are 2 infantry units in this hex. The point is, believe it or not, this is just a rule of Valor Victory. I don't really know why he wrote it this way. Like this assault here, the reason I moved those other guys over, you cannot combine all 3 of those into one assault. Those assaults go in 1 at a time. So it's better to just make the assault as big as you can, or if you have to do multiple assaults, because of stacking limitations, you do your strongest one first. And then if it fails, then your second one can go in. So this guy's got 2 infantry units in there. This guy's got 2 infantry units in there. I would just move this whole stack into one of these 2 stacks. Probably this one because he has an officer.
I would move it into the officer stack.
Yeah. Yeah, that's probably the right call. You want that either lieutenant or...
But he fired, so he can't move.
Oh, never mind. You're right. I apologize.
So can we just combine then
Absolutely.
Romeo 5, Nickelback 5, or...
It would, this way, at least you get... if you put them there, because, again, there's so many units in there, it's tough to see. Let me make sure that stack is still legal. Oh, technically no. Yeah, it's legal. At least then, when you take opportunity fire, which you will, you get cover from the building.
Yeah.
So that other squad hooks around. In fact, where the hell was he?
Number 6.
He was in. I'm sorry, which one was he in?
November 6th.
November 6th. So what you do is 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, damn it.
No, they're going to have to take out their opportunity fire.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, but at least when you're point blank, you're in a building. Because point blank opportunity fire, I get a -2 bonus. And I'm going to probably use my last grenade. Oh, I've already used my last grenade. Never mind. Yeah, that -2 is deadly. At least now that -2 gets counteracted by your +2 because of the building hex. That last dash, you guys, because over here I can take opportunity fire against you in P5 or Q6 technically, although I have to take -1 for that. But it's opportunity fire, but it's not point blank, so I only get -1. Point blank opportunity fire is -2. So I'm going to go ahead and take it while it's in P5. It's not a full crack, but it's better than the alternative. So 4, red row, -1. That is a modified 7 on the red row. That is nothing. Okay, they took some fire in P5. They sidestepped into Q8. They joined their comrades there in Romeo 5, and now they're ready for their assault.
Yeah.
All right, cool. I think that's it for movement.
Yep.
All right, let's do opportunity fire. Not opportunity fire. Let's do defensive fire, which I don't really have any. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, too far away. 1, 2, 3, 4. For what it's worth, 2 points versus this building hex. That is a modified 8, no effect. All right, at least now he did something. Okay. No defensive fire because he took opportunity fire. No defensive fire because he took opportunity fire. Assault time. All right, which one do you want to do first?
Yep. Let's go for the barn.
The Barn of Death.
3.
The Barn of Doom. Okay, now here's the slightly unfortunate news. You have to pick which assault you do first. Reasons I'm not sure of. The rules say your 2 hexes cannot combine in an assault. Let me triple check that.
Let's go ahead and do Hotel 3 first.
Okay.
If we have to do single.
I'm just reading through the rules here super fast. Only infantry units from the same hex may a close assault together. They cannot combine with infantry units from separate hexes. Rule 15.1. All right, but you can stagger them. Okay, so there's a grand total of 7 points, 8 points in there. -1 for the officer. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. -2 for this officer, +1 for being elite. So it's 1-to-1. 1-to-1 net -1, unless you want to throw in any grenades.
Let's throw in grenades.
All right, I think you've
How many
got
grenades I have left? I think I have 2, right?
left.
Let's throw 1 grenade.
All right, so now it's 1-to-1 -2.
Okay.
So just to count that up for the audience here, we were talking about, first of all, he gets -1 for being paratroopers, elite. That's the E in the upper right-hand corner. -2 for his commander. That is Captain Fulmer. He gets -1 for the 1 grenade he's throwing in there. So it's a grand total of -4. Meanwhile, the Germans get -1 for my commander. I think that's it.
What about the building?
No, the building just adds into the casualties.
Yeah.
Yeah, so now it's 1 to... Oh, I did have that wrong, so I'm glad I checked it here. Okay, so it's 1-to-1, -3. So you have to roll a 9 or less on 2d6.
Okay. I got a 9.
Exactly. All right, cool.
Yeah.
All defending forces are wiped out. There were a total of 2 infantry units in that hex, plus 2 for the building, cost you 4 casualty points. So it depends on how you want to do that.
Well, take away.
You can technically pin all 4, especially since there's no Germans around you.
Yeah, we could pin them, right?
Yep,
Yeah,
you get 1 point per pinned unit. So if you pin all 4 guys,
yeah.
it's sloppy. I would not normally suggest that, but in this part of the game, when there's no Germans nearby you to counter assault, that's used up. Yeah, that way your troops have the option of taking their time and sorting themselves out. They don't run into their own grenades, do the kind of stuff that happens during rushed assaults. Yeah. So they actually save their casualties there. Cool. And we have another big one over here to the east.
We're going to throw the last grenade in there.
All right. So remind me to take 1 off of this, or to subtract 1 more additional 1 off the dice roll. That is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Do you have enough guys to use all your support weapons? Yeah, there you do. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 versus 4. That is a 3 to 1. Subtract 1 for the leaders, subtract 1 for the grenades, subtract 1 for paratroopers. It's the same... No, it's not the same roll. It's -3, but you have me outgunned 3 to 1. So I think it's almost automatic. Just don't roll boxcars.
All right. Which means I'm going to roll boxcars not to roll boxcars. Oh, I got a 6.
Cool. He is taken out. And that means you have to pay 3 casualty points. But again, you've got 4 infantry in there.
Pin 3.
We'll keep the officer up so we can help with rallies.
Yep.
Because he is a little close. If this guy just determines to throw his life away for the fatherland, I mean. But if he did close assault that hex, he would immediately eliminate 3 half squads.
Yeah.
He would kill 12 guys right off the bat. Alright, that concludes the turn. Oh wait, the guys that didn't assault can move 1 hex if they want. So I think that is just these 2. If they want to move 1 hex, they can.
November 2.
Alright. That concludes the turn except for rallies. So try to roll a 7 or less on 2d6.
A 5.
Got it. 7 or less on 2d6.
An 8.
Technically fails because his officer is pinned with him.
Yep.
Alright, next.
A 7.
He does make it. And then this guy.
A 5.
Cool. So there's just 1 half squad in there. That's a little hesitant at the moment. Probably somebody in there got wounded. Okay, now for the one that matters a little bit more. The good news is you get to subtract an additional 1 from your roll because there is an officer in good order there. So now you need an 8 or less instead of a 7 or less.
6.
He makes it. Second half squad.
An 8.
He makes it barely. Third one.
An 8.
Sweet. Yeah, see how important officers are? Or leaders, I should say?
Yeah, they are.
Those would have been fails if not for Lieutenant Thompson there. Alright. Over to the German turn. The German turn, I think he's going to use his turn to roll out the white flag. He's literally 3 or 4 guys. He's surrounded by a couple dozen paratroopers. There's already 3 burning vehicles on the table. Yeah, I think he's going to call it. So he comes out with his little handkerchief yelling, Kameraden, Kameraden, nicht schießen, bitte. Or bitte nicht schießen, however you say it properly. Alright, so. Awesome, good.
Oh.
Go ahead.
How historical, accurate to the actual real event?
Well, like I said, we weren't trying to do the whole Battle of San Mere-Eglise, right? This is literally like 2 companies, not even 2 full companies. The grand total that you had on the table, I think, came out to roughly 72 men. if you actually add it up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8, 16 half squads. So 16 times 4, yeah, 64 plus 2 half squads with a commander, that's another 8 guys, 72 plus the officers themselves, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So you had a total of 78 guys. That's not all of 3rd Battalion 505th by any stretch of the imagination. But we had some guys land in trees, cut themselves out quickly. We had some guys land in bogs. They got lucky on some die rolls there. We had one guy land in the open and just literally break an ankle, just like Vandervoort did in real life. That was him pinned down for one turn until he could, get a splint on there and hobble around it as best he could. Yeah, the Germans didn't really put up too much of a fight, at least as best they could. The only part of Mere-Eglise that was really tough was unfortunately what happened with F Company, 2nd Battalion. So apparently I've shut down my tool. Sorry about that, guys. Give me 2 seconds to get my tool going again. Go away, please. You're embarrassing me. Okay. The actual flight of the planes was coming up like this. They weren't coming in straight from England. They did like a little turn. And at least as far as I know. F Company overshot the drop zone, and they landed. They were the lead plane in 2nd Battalion, and they landed in the town, or at least one company of them did. At least one platoon of them did. They ended up in the actual town, and that's where you get steel hanging up on the church tower. That's where all kinds of things went wrong. That platoon was basically wiped out as it was landing. So 2nd Battalion got beat up really bad. That was Vandervoort's regiment. I'm sorry, Vandervoort's battalion. They landed off way down here. So they quote like 5 miles south of their drop zone. So they were they kind of wound up like way down here. Then they accidentally bypassed through a compass error, and then they had to eventually attack Mere-Eglise from the north. And again, by that time, it's clearly daylight hours. It's they kind of took it by that point. And that was 3rd Battalion. I'll change colors. So 3rd Battalion landed almost exactly where it was supposed to. That's all these little plus marks that you see here. That's mostly 3rd Battalion 505th. And things just went a little bit more smoothly for them. They hooked into this road and they attacked Mere-Eglise. The first thing they did was they attacked a bunker that held, not a bunker, a barracks that had about 30 German soldiers in it. I think they killed 10 and took 20 prisoner. So that's kind of what happened here, as far as historical accuracy goes. If we call this as like the barracks or whatever, yeah, there was a fair amount of Germans in there. You killed half of them, probably captured a good chunk of them as well. Most of the guys eliminated in assaults are usually prisoners. German forces included a total of not nearly as many. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 half squads. So yeah, I take that back, about the same. Yeah, in fact, I might have given the Germans too much. In fact, you know what? Was this game historically accurate? No, I gave the Germans too much firepower.
Really?
I just added it up. The Germans and the Americans have the exact same number of people. I think the Americans have like 2 additional officers, and that shouldn't be the case. The Germans were definitely outnumbered and surprised. Obviously. But of course, the paratroopers had to deal with all the other conditions, like landing in trees and swamps and on rooftops and so on and so forth. But yeah, things went pretty smooth for 3rd Battalion 505th. There's got to be something I'm missing in the research. For some reason, 2nd Battalion and Lieutenant Colonel Vandervoort gets the credit for taking the town. When, as far as I can tell, it was 3rd Battalion, to the point where I have a picture of the flag he actually raised. I've seen the flag with my own eyes. The flag that he raised over the town. I'm not sure what the disconnect there is. At the end of the day, it was a team effort. Maybe 2nd Battalion helped secure the last buildings or something. I don't know. But that was our game. So I hope you liked it.
That's awesome.
Cool. Cool. Thanks, Ben.
Enjoyed it.
Ben says, "Damn, that was a good game." Cool. Thanks very much, everybody. Van der Voort sounds Dutch. I don't know. I don't know what his heritage was. It would not surprise me. Not surprise me in the least. His actual name. Let me make sure I'm pronouncing it right. Lieutenant Colonel Van der Voort. I know how to spell it. Actually, no, I don't. Van der Voort. Yeah, with the two O's, that's got to be Dutch. Yeah, so I'm not sure what actually happened there, as far as him getting credit for that victory. There's probably something I'm missing, as far as the exact interaction between 2nd and 3rd Battalion. Yeah, portrayed by John Wayne in 1962 war film The Longest Day. We ask about historical accuracy. Yeah, Van der Voort was really a badass. He was also about half of John Wayne's age. But he certainly wasn't the only actor who was way too long in the tooth to be playing the guy he was playing. Almost everybody in that movie was like old enough to be their character's father. But that's what happens when you put in all the famous actors. Sometimes the famous actors have been around a while.
Yeah. Very cool.
All right. Thanks very much, Toughy Years. Thanks very much, Limburger. Thanks very much, again, Ben Johnson over there on YouTube. Unless anyone else has any more questions or comments, we're going to go ahead and wrap it up.
Thanks, everybody. I really enjoyed that. Make sure you check out the podcast, which will be going live in about 3 hours.
Cool. Yeah, we had a good discussion today, too. So, yeah definitely keep an eye out for that. All right, guys. In that case, I'm going to go ahead and cut it off, especially since a lot of our people are in Europe and the UK. It's super late where you are. Definitely appreciate you guys tuning in. Again, this is Riskity Jim, and also Sitrep 6 here on the Sitrep podcast team. Signing off. Thanks once again to everybody who came out, and of course remembering everybody, not just Americans and British. It really was like, I think 36 countries had people involved in the Overlord landings in one capacity or another. So yeah, thanks very much for definitely recognizing everyone's contribution to the success of the Overlord operation. And thankfully the beginning of the end of World War II, at least in Western Europe. So for now, Richard Todd was offered the chance to play himself in The Longest Day. Yes, you know who else was offered the chance to play himself, believe it or not? In all seriousness? Eisenhower. He was going to play himself. They put him in front of a camera. Sorry, sir, you're just too old. It was, I mean, in fairness, 1944, 1962 was almost 20 years later. By then, he was already president for 2 years. He just, no, he wasn't. He was already done with being president. Sorry. JFK was president at the time. Yeah, they were actually going to have Eisenhower play himself. So the guy they got to play Eisenhower, I can't remember his name, from what I've read, wasn't even an actor. He just looked exactly like Eisenhower. So they put him in front of a camera. They gave him like some 5-minute acting lessons. To be fair, he doesn't have a very big role in the movie. And yeah, that's not even a professional actor playing Eisenhower in that movie, from what I understand. He just looks almost exactly like Eisenhower looked in 1944. All right, guys. So yeah, we're taking off. Thanks very much, everyone. Have a great week, and we'll be in touch with everybody very soon. Take care, everybody, and thanks again.